That is the truth. It doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter the angle you're coming from, it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter your propaganda, it doesn't matter what you say or what you type. It's irrelevant. Very, very irrelevant. It cannot change anything. The only thing that is certain that you are going to wake up one day to see yourself in Biafra land and autopilot to make it happen in 2023. In 2023. It doesn't matter what you think, whether you believe it, you don't believe it, whether you will fight for Biafra, you don't fight, whether you support, you don't support. You are definitely going to wake up one day and you find yourself in Biafra. An autopilot will make it happen. He will make it happen. So it doesn't matter what you are saying. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you believe or what you think or your blackmail or your hatred cannot lead us. It can't change anything. It cannot change anything. It can't change anything. If you are human and you are sensible, what you are supposed to do today is to begin to work hard. What you are supposed to do is to begin to be focused. What you are supposed to do is to begin to think, how are we going to make Biafra come faster? How are we going to make sure we secure Biafra and secure our brothers and sisters? How are we going to make the world hear our voice? That should be your concern. Every single Biafran today have a responsibility. And if you are a Biafran and you think that your own responsibility is to attack someone else, you are not a Biafran. And you are not fighting for freedom. That is clear. And Biafrans know that. The way we know people who are not ready for Biafra, the way we know the saboteurs, the way we recognize them is when you see them fighting against someone else. Anybody you see, any platform you see castigating someone else, any platform that you see castigating someone else, immediately you don't need a prophet to tell you that that person is not on the race. That person doesn't care about Biafra. He doesn't care about Biafra. He doesn't care about Biafra. As soon as you see somebody castigating someone else, he doesn't care about Biafra. It doesn't matter. You can say, look at another one. He says his name is George E. Cooper. George E. Cooper, or whatever clownic name you have. Ignorant people like you, clowns like you, cannot be bold enough to see where the link is. There is a link there where you will click and you will come in and speak so that the people will hear you. If you have some points to make, if you want to win a soul, don't stay on my comment section and begin to win a soul. If you want to win a soul, click the link where you will come and use your face. Just like I'm speaking, you will face me face to face. Convince my audience to listen to you. Don't be on the comment section. Don't be on the comment section. You have no business being on the comment section. If you are human, you are responsible, you feel you have some brain, come and show the world how intelligent you are. Or you come and display your foolishness. Come and show to Biafrans how foolish you have always been. It is so sad, but it's very easy. I thank Chukwu for the coming of Master Simon Eba, because his coming have revealed so many things. It have exposed so many things. So many things have been exposed. It is no longer, nothing is hidden anymore. Nothing is hidden anymore. Everything is now in the open. You can't hide anymore. As long as you're not in the struggle, you cannot hide your shame anymore. You can't hide it. You can't hide it. You can't hide it. As long as you are not in the struggle, you can't hide. The stage we are now, restoration time. And we are not looking back. We are not moving an inch backward, forward ever and backward never. It doesn't matter the arrows you are throwing, the banter you are throwing, the distraction, whatever. It is not going to make us a step inch backward. No. It can't make us a step inch backward, forward ever. Forward ever. Exactly, my brother Adaudo, or my sister Adaudo. You see? Let someone deceive us. If it is deception, let him continue to deceive us. We want that deception. We want it. If If that thing is doing is deception, if that is way to deceive people, let him continue to do it. We will love it. We love it. Just like Mazin Nandikan, when Mazin Nandikan was here. While Mazin Nandikan was around, many people call him different kinds of names. Some call him scammer. Some call him a killer. Some call him ethnic bigot. Some call him a troublemaker. Some call him a warmonger. Different kinds of names. So there is nothing you're going to say today that is very different from what you've been hearing in the past. There's nothing you're going to say today that's going to be different from what you're hearing in the past. But I thank you that we have thousands of Biafrans that are sensible. Thousands of Biafrans that are sensible. Thousands of Biafrans who are sensible. Only the few ones, only few, very handful of them who are, I don't know how to describe them, who have sold their soul for peanuts. Only few of them. Only few of them who have sold their soul to the enemy. But they cannot stop us. I thank Chukwu Okeke for making me a Biafran. Even in my next world, I will still be a Biafran. An Igbo Biafran as that. I thank Chukwu Okeke who made me an Igbo Biafran. And in my next world, if there is any next world to come, I will still come back as a Biafran. I will still come back as a Biafran. And I'm very proud of it. Because Biafrans are intelligent people. They are smart. They're intelligent people. You cannot deceive it. Mazin Nandikan said it in his speech. It is very difficult to convince a Biafran, but once you convince Biafran, if you can convince them, all they need is conviction. You cannot force a Biafran to do anything. You cannot cajole them or force them into anything. You cannot rule them by force. No. You have to prove yourself. You have to give them a reason to trust you. Biafrans, you have to give them a reason to trust you. And once you can be able to convince them and trust you, you are good to go. You are good to go. And I thank Chukwu Okeke for making me a Biafran. A smart one at that. I know the difference between good and evil. The same way so many Biafrans. 99% of Biafrans know what is good and what is bad. As long as you can be able to convince them, give them that conviction, not by force, not by cajoling. You don't force anybody. You earn your respect. When you earn your respect from Biafran people, you are good to go. Mazin Nandikan did that. Mazin Nandikan earned the respect of Biafra people. That is why today Biafrans don't joke with Mazin Nandikan. He earned the respect. There is nothing you can do on the planet Earth today to demonize Mazin or to make Mazin Nandikan irrelevant. You can't do it. You can't. Not only in Biafra land, including in that zoological republic, Mazin Nandikan have built a standard for himself. He has earned the respect of everybody in that zoological republic. Including the caliphate, they respect him. Including the Fulani Janjaweed, they respect him. When he speak, they listen. When he speak, they shiver. When he speak, they begin to run helter-skelter. That is how fearful he is. And he earned it. He earned it. He didn't force anybody to follow him. He earned it by his actions. He earned it by his sincerity and consistency. And today, that same foundation that Mazin Nandikan led is what our brother Simon Ekpa is building on. Our brother Simon Ekpa is standing on that foundation of Mazin Nandikan. If Mazin Nandikan was to be outside, if Mazin Nandikan was to be with us, and our brothers, 14 of our innocent brothers are mowed down, oh my God. If Mazin Nandikan was outside, and 14 of Biafra, 14 of our blood brothers are taken away, he won't be silent. He won't be silent. He is going to declare a total lockdown. The same thing that Mazin Nandikan did is what he's going to do. Exactly the same thing. Exact thing. He is not going to wait an inch. He is not going to wait. Immediately it happens, he's going to come online and he will make a declaration. That is how to know those who have their people in mind. Not those who are dancing with the caliphate. Before they issue instruction, they first of all call their colleague governors, call their politicians, and ask them, if I say this, will it be okay or not? Before they make a speech, they will take permission from the politicians. It doesn't happen in the Biafra struggle. Mazin Nandikan doesn't do that. Mazin Nandikan doesn't do that. And I thank Chukwu, who have used the autopilot to expose all these infiltrators Chukwu have used autopilots to expose all those people who have been throwing the hand of clock back to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Each time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu make 3 steps, they will push him 4 steps backward. Each time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to make a move, they will stop him. This very step we are taking today, this very stage that we are today, we would have passed this stage long time ago. We would have fought this stage. So many times Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out to announce about our marching. We are going to march, we are going to march. But all these infiltrators, we are surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, pushing him back. We are surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to announce the marching, they will stop him. They will stop him. They were pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back. That is why today we have now known why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying on live program. Or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying. Are there no men in Biafra land anymore? And you'll be wondering, how can somebody be asking such a question in a land of Biafra that have up to 70 million people? How can Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be crying and say, are there no men, when we know we have more men than women? It is only because all these clowns that have been exposed today, we are surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They surround him. Every effort he makes, they push him down. Every effort he makes, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is human. He is human. He has a limitation. He cannot be doing everything at the same time. He cannot be broadcasting at the same time being the war from fighting. He cannot be everywhere at every given time. He is not God. He is human. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out when he saw what happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, I have prayed to Chukwu Okike in secret. I have prayed in secret and cried in secret. I can no longer begin to keep it secret. He came openly. He came openly to begin to call and say, are there no men in Biafra land anymore? Are there no more men in Biafra land? I need 100 men, only 100 men. If I have that 100 men, we will march. Others can come behind us. Others can be coming behind. That was the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When we saw that video, if you are human, if you have conscience in you, after watching that video, even today, if you go and watch that video, you will shed tears. Even today, as you are watching me and making the video, go back after this very program, go back and search for that video and watch it. After watching that video, hearing the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will cry for him. You will cry and know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been facing a very difficult time all this while. All this while, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been facing a very difficult time in the hand of people who he is supposed to be protecting. In the hand of people who he is fighting for. With what is happening today, that we can see, with all the things we have seen, all to the extent that they went and sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When they have finally seen that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot yield in, they see they cannot stop Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and made an announcement that we are going to march. We are going to march. When they saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot wait anymore, he can't wait anymore, they moved. And they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. They came together and they kidnapped him. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming and he laid a strong foundation. Chukwu Okike used him to lay a strong foundation. He gave us every equipment that we need. He gave us the ESN. The ESN was there to defend us. He gave us the ESN. And he gave us our Simon Eba. He gave us Simon Eba. From the day one, he told us that this is Chineke, that only Chineke can do what Simon Eba is doing. And he told us to listen to him, share his videos. And when he was kidnapped, this was the only man he remembered his name to call, Simon Eba. Let him go to Radio Biafra and take over. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done everything. He built everything and put it in order. Chukwu Okike used him to put everything in order. And today, you see them trying to destroy the ESN. They have been fighting. They came against ESN. They came against the ESN with starvation. They wanted to starve the ESN to death. They want to starve the ESN so that the members of ESN will begin to go away. They tried and tried and tried. It didn't work out for them. They begin to fight against Simon Ekpa from day one. They wanted to control him. They want to hold him. They want to take away his platform. Chukwu Okike said no. They couldn't succeed. They fought him on different angles, on different corners. They couldn't succeed. And finally, Chukwu Okike gave the anointing to Simon Ekpa. And he took up the mission. Even when the infiltrators came, even as you're watching me, the infiltrators are still there. Even as you're watching the video, there are still some people who are infiltrators are still there watching, but all of them are going to be exposed. It has not finished. It has not finished. Even in autopilot, there are still some people who claim to be autopilot, but they are not. They are not. Their mission there is to look for a weakness of Master Simon Ekpa. They want to search and see where his weakness is, so they can penetrate. That is why we must have to continue to pray for him on a daily basis. We must have to continue to pray for him and support him, because he is human. He is not a spirit. He is human. He's bound to make mistakes. So we have to guide him with our prayers and support. There are still some people, as you're watching the video, there are still some people who claim to be autopiloters. They claim to be autopilot, but inside them, they have ulterior motive. And we are watching. But Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who is the instigator of the autopilot by himself, it is Chukwu Okike Abiyama that put the autopilot in place, not me. I didn't put it in place. It wasn't Simon Ekpa that put it in place. Autopilot has been, even before Simon Ekpa spoke that word, Martin Nandekan has spoken about it. Martin Nandekan has spoken about it. That Chukwu Okike Abiyama who introduced autopilot, we hold it and hold it and hold it until Biafra comes and Martin Nandekan will come and take over. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. When you see certain comments, I saw there was one comment that somebody wrote. I saw it on Twitter. We have our brother somebody posted it. Somebody is saying, how can you imagine a Biafra will be saying that if autopilot bring Biafra, I will kill myself? Oh my God. Somebody who claimed to be a Biafran, who claimed to be fighting for freedom. You claim to be a Biafran. You claim that you need freedom. You claim you are fighting for freedom, and you come and say in your right and say, if autopilot bring freedom, that you will kill yourself. And this person claimed to be a Biafran. He claimed to be a freedom fighter. Have you ever seen this kind of a thing before? Have you ever seen this kind of human before? Somebody who claimed to be a freedom fighter. You are looking for freedom. You are crying. You are looking for freedom. You want freedom. You have all of a sudden. Somebody came to give you that freedom. You say, instead of me to take this freedom from this person, I remain a slave, or let me die. Have you heard of such before? Have you ever heard of such before? These are the kind of people who see. These are the kind of people who see. Somebody will come and begin to write. I saw it on Twitter. Our brother somebody posted it on Twitter. Somebody came and tweeted, say that instead of him to witness the freedom of Biafra that is going to be piloted by autopilot, instead of autopilot to bring freedom, that he will kill himself and die. Oh my God. You see how he has condemned himself. And tomorrow when he dies, you want me to cry. And tomorrow when he dies, he'll be asking who killed him. He has already committed suicide already. He has condemned himself to death. If you want to join the platform, keep your phone this way. When you keep your phone this way, you click your rotation. Make sure you click your rotation on. If your rotation is on, with your phone this way in horizontal form, you can be able to join. If your phone is not like this, you cannot be able to join. Keep your phone this way, click your rotation on, then you are good to go. Somebody is trying to join. Let me bring you in, if you can be able to come in. So this is what you see every day. These are the you see on daily basis. A human being, a Biafran, somebody who claims to be a Biafran. Even I don't know you, the kind of Biafra they are. That is why sometimes I begin to wonder, these people that claim to be Biafra, are they really Biafrans? Are they really Biafrans for God's sake? Some of the people you see running around and claim to be Biafran are not really Biafran. They are not. If you are a Biafran, with the kind of thing that is happening today, with the kind of challenges and problems we're facing, I don't know why you will be fighting. I don't know why you will be talking against your own people. I don't know why you will say that instead of you to enjoy the Biafra that autopilot will bring, that you prefer being dead. How come?
That's cool, Kabiama.
You're welcome, my brother. You're welcome.
Yes, my brother. Good evening. And
guy, you have what or heat go
just get a kanyira kwa. Let me change the distance.
Yeah. So
I'm coming back.
When you see certain things happen, you'll be wondering. You'll be wondering, where are these people coming from? Which planet are they coming from? You'll be wondering which planet are they coming from? On which planet are they coming from? The way they behave, the way they talk, the way they reason. There was one time one was making a video. Somebody who claimed to be a freedom fighter, who claimed to be fighting for freedom for his own generation. He was making a video. And he said that instead of these people, instead of someone ever to be in charge, they will scatter the Biafra. Everybody go his own way. Oh my God. Somebody who claimed to be a freedom fighter, you want your freedom. You are fighting for your own generation. You are fighting for your own family. You are fighting for your own life. And you say, instead of this person to come and lead that struggle for you to have your life, it is better you remain there. Some kind of water here. And that same person, you still see people going to his platform to listen to him. Up to today, you still see people go to his platform to listen to him and begin to share his video. This is somebody who said, instead of Biafra to come through autopilot, that they will scatter the Biafra. Instead, someone else will obey his word. We scatter it, let everybody go his way. And when you hear talk, you need to wonder, are these people fighting for what you're fighting for? Of course, they are not fighting for the same thing I'm fighting for. I am after my freedom. I'm looking for my freedom. The freedom of my born children. I do not want my children to begin to fight for this that I'm fighting for today. I want that fight to end in my generation. And at any cost, anybody that will do anything to make sure that Biafra come, you are welcome. Mazin Nanekano said it. But somebody who claimed to be follower of Mazin Nanekano said, instead the freedom will come through someone else, they scatter it. You're welcome, my brother. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. Please come in.
Yes, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
You can see we are on a very difficult time. A
lot
of things are happening.
A lot of things have been going on, my brother. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah. I hope you see my messages.
Yeah, I got your messages. I got it.
All right. So there are little challenges that draw me back, that you didn't see me showing up.
Yes.
Just like I told you. And, you know, I also forgot to send you that book I proposed to send. It's unfortunate. It is, you know, one of those things that we're talking about. So, you know, we are talking about the topic of today. We will not forgive and we will not forget.
Yeah.
It's a very, very interesting topic, because a lot of things has already happened. Because if anyone wants us to forgive, it's not that we cannot forgive, we can forgive. Why? Because if they can revive all those people they killed and restore all those buildings they have demolished, and, you know, make sure that our place have come, you know, back to its formal position, why not? We can forgive, of course. But if they cannot do such thing, then there is no forgiveness in our dictionary, just like our leader used to say. And so we must continue to stand on that word. There is no forgiveness in our dictionary. Whoever that come to speak about freedom fighting must know that he is speaking for the mind of millions of people. It is not everybody that's meant to come to social media to start talking rubbish. When you are talking about Biafra, then you will understand that you are representing more than 75 million people all over the world. So that's why we don't need newcomers to infiltrate the social media, talking rubbish, even when you have told them that they are disqualified to speak for Biafrans. They continue speaking, inasmuch as these people, for the very first time, and the worst stupid thing I have ever read as a content or press release, that they are pressing 2 million naira to anyone who can capture the commander of Ebubagu. What a stupid statement could that be? Which means, actually, they are not in control of the men on ground. That is what they are telling the public.
Exactly.
Understand? Then secondly, how many times have they used that 2 million to support the men on ground? They always used to set up some people that can start requesting for money and telling us that there are the people on this zone, on the other, while they are fake. When you go there, you will see that the place is empty. There's nothing going on there. So
Exactly.
these are scammers. I wonder where they are going to get, that 2 million, if not from the governors they are working with, because the governors fears that any day we sit at home, they are going to, lose a lot of millions or billions. So now they're not negotiating, take 2 million, allow us to do business and get billions of naira every day. Whereas when all these killings is going on, none of them are making any press release. Right from the House of Council, from the House of Assembly, those that are supposed to make law that will protect the citizen, they are quietly looking at people who they said that are not official to make statement for them. Isn't that one no be juju?
Now, serious juju.
What are they elected to do? All these House of Assembly members, what are they doing inside those houses? Every blessed day, things are happening. None of them are making any comment. None of them are changing the law if the law is not working. Because they never actually uphold that unity they profane or they claim to sustain. There is nothing like unity in Nigeria. They are all interested because of our oil. They never have anything at heart for us. So Hope Uzodinma has already made a statement that those people who was massacred, who was killed, they were criminal, and it has come into record. But that statement will bring him to total end. I thank God that he has already made a press release and he cannot deny it. It is an evidence that will hold against him to eternity. Exactly. We're not talking about he himself, but he do not know that he have in danger not only the life of his family, but the life of all his lineage. Such blood will not exist in Igbo land anymore. We can never allow such thing to happen to our people. Just because that the Igwe of the old pardoned him from the evil after being sentenced to death, he could not understand why he should change. A second chance was given to him.
He's going to go back to death row. That one is for sure. He's going back to death row.
Yeah, we are not even expecting the ICC to take the matter up, because we know all the killings that have been going on, what have they done? Does it mean as they are international community, they don't have drone, they don't have satellite to see all those things? They see all those things. But all of them also, they're interested in oil.
Yeah.
They're not going to, do anything. They can only speak from that place. They say, they're going to prosecute him, blah, blah, blah. What are they going to prosecute him when he can just give them billions of naira out of the state budget, and they can forget about the case? They have done it to several of the evil politicians in our land. But this time around, it is not going to be business as usual.
Never.
The Biafran people have risen, and they do not rise to do foolish things. But because they are the son of necessity for the restoration of the state, of the sovereign state of Biafra, it shall come to pass that Imo State and Ebobagi is going to be used as an example to all those wicked men that have been ruling. Some of them call themselves House of Rep. I don't know why they are going to Abuja for many years. What are they doing? Look at the road where we are passing. They are being given, budgets every year upon every month. What are they using those money to do? They are going to answer one by one. All this killing, they have not condemned. How many of the governors, are they not the people inviting all those criminals recruited from Boko Haram to come and kill us? And they can, and they think that they can wipe us away. Even if we are sleeping, can they do such? They can't. Nigerian Biafran war have not teach them lesson. Obasanjo have already warned them, but they don't understand. Anything they bring in our land shall be consumed.
Sure.
and so on and so forth. My comrade, I very, very grateful for the wonderful work and topics you are bringing on board. It's a very nice thing. It's only, we are doing all those things also to sensitize our people, to reset their mindset, because a lot of them has already fallen to understand the necessity of these things.
Yeah.
But very soon, all of them, they are going to regret it. Time has come, and that time is now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, comrade. I
are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand in the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals. They are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.